Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ninja Mafia's newest segment. This is our Walking Dead after show, or I guess technically the after show. I think I'm working on a title for it. Walker's Wake is running title. It may change, it may not.
It's gonna change.
It'll probably change.
Yeah, it's gonna change.
Dude, we're shooting this one a little later because season premiere. You got to give everybody, their time. After that, dude,
I needed my time.
Yeah.
Like after I watched that, I was in no shape too.
Well, I mean, then we had the people who didn't see it. Like, dude, we were watching the premiere at work.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, David. If you're watching, sorry, David.
Hey, I clocked out.
I wasn't, but I was working while I was watching it. So
yeah, your entrance on the deed was epic.
Man, I guess let's just jump into it. Like this one's we're shooting it a little late for. We didn't want to spoil too much for everybody, but after today, we're gonna shoot pretty much immediately after the show. And you guys can tune in after you've watched, or if you want a bunch of spoilers, either or. But man, let's get into it. Dude, Negan, man. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is amazing.
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, he pretty much said everybody is going to hate him.
I didn't think so at first. I thought he was going to be one of those likable villains. He is not one of those likable villains.
I like him so much though, but that's because I think I'm a fan of the villain sometimes, and he's just amazing.
That's I almost thought I was going to have to change my Halloween outfit.
Yeah, but I mean that's the best villain entrance I've ever seen. He didn't play nice with anybody. Like the governor played nice.
Yeah.
He didn't play nice with nobody. He's like, look, I mean, you've been screwing around with my stuff. I'm gonna have to kill one of you.
Yeah.
And we waited for 4 months to find out who was dead. It was a while.
Yeah. Well, see, I power watched it on.
Yeah, you had to wait
on Netflix, and I fell in love with the show rather quick, trying to find something to watch, that would be compatible with my wife, something we could watch together. We watched the first 5 seasons within a week.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to have recorded the marathon while I was in the process of watching it, so I went straight to season 6, and as soon as I was done, 2 days later,
you got lucky.
It was more like a week. It was like a week later. I was waiting on it, I'm super excited. I didn't have to wait a year for this shit.
Dude, I've been waiting to find out who was dead. I had my money on it. I'm a guy who knows about the comics, so my money was.
The comics are gonna try to duck you though.
Well, I mean, the show's already so different from the comics that characters have outlived themselves. Like Carol's long dead.
I love Carol though.
Carol's long dead, but characters like Andrea is still alive.
See, Carol's character development, man, is just amazing. I've never seen anybody come that far.
Andrea in the comics, she did. Andrea had a lot of development. Also, Sophia never died.
Yeah.
But Judith did. Yeah, Judith, instead of Rick's wife dying in childbirth, she survived, and her and Judith were killed by the same bullet when the governor attacked the prison.
I mean,
one of their snipers
almost too much though. But
yeah,
you can get away with more in the comics, I think, than you can in the show. And the show kind of dragged its feet for a little bit until this episode. Man.
Dude, the sniper, dude, that was just such a powerful image. The bullet went straight through Lori's head, right out, and hit Judith, and it was.
And the comics were all black and white, right?
Yeah.
Something about it being black and white would be a little more graphic, I think. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, they did the first season of the show in black and white, too.
Yeah, I mean, red,
yeah.
I guess alt red, you just get desensitized to it.
Yeah, man, it's but let's jump into the episode. They made us play the waiting game.
Yeah.
Like we had to wait for like 20 minutes. Like I thought it was gonna be the whole episode, and we had to wait to see who was dead. Like they kept us guessing the whole time. And like he drags Rick into the van and he gives him this little spill and then makes him go fetch his axe.
I didn't think he was going to be able to break him, but he broke him.
He broke Rick. And I think that speaks volumes for him as a villain. He came in and let's just go ahead and tell him that he killed Abraham. And you knew he wasn't going to kill Rick because he had to have the leader there. But man, he just bashed Abraham. Just, bah! But Abraham, classic Abraham style, final words, suck my nuts. But, you know, he threw
also
the little peace sign to Sasha. Because it's like, he knew. And a lot of people, I didn't catch it till like the third time I watched it. Like he threw up the little peace sign, like, and then she looks like
we're actually watching this scene in the background now.
We have the episode running in the background, but like he looks at Abraham, and then Abraham, like it goes to Sasha, and you see her face, and I'm like, okay, well, why did he do that? And it was like, oh, he let Sasha know. He knew. Yeah. Like, he knew it was not.
You know, and everybody else is cowering. He took it like the fucking champion that he is.
Dude, Abraham...
he wanted it.
He was one of the characters that outlived himself in the comic. He was dead.
He got that arrow that was meant for Dr. Denise, right? In the comic book?
I think so, yeah. But he took it like a man. Like... and then, you know, we thought he was done. And in the comics, it wasn't Abraham who got it. And we thought he was done. And then freaking Daryl just had to be a big man and clock him. And he was like, well, first one was free. He's like, you're going to have to pay for it. Let's get back to it. Bow! Right over to Glenn.
What kind of lying assholes you've been dealing with. But I said I'd shut that shit down.
And he, dude, and in a way, Glenn was just so much more graphic.
Yeah, like Abraham, I thought Abraham would be a cop-out. I always thought Abraham, Sasha, you know, would be a cop-out. And even Rosita, you know, like, that I wouldn't care as much because they're not the Atlanta 4, you know, or, you know,
the Atlanta
5.
Oregon,
you know, like...
yeah, and it's just, it
was not, though.
Dude, Glenn just, and the whole, like, where his eye was popped out, and, like, his final stuff was, I'll find you, Maggie, and then just, oh, man, Glenn's was so brutal, and I needed a minute to recover from it. Like, it was...
We went back to work, like... You know, I was all up in my feelings. Like, we didn't talk a lot about it. You know, like, we were going to shoot it after that, and neither one of us could do it, I don't think.
It was, I was like, and, like, because the show for me, like, I had watched the first, I watched the first season straight through on DVD in a night.
Yeah.
And then, like, I came in season 2. Like, I watched the season 2 premiere to the finale, and then, like, 3 to 4 to 5. And then season 6, I watched bits and pieces of. Like, it was kind of at the slow burn for me at that point. But I knew, I was like, man, I love this show. You know, it's hitting a slow burn, but I'll power watch the season.
They got to where they were killing off people that just showed up in the show that you didn't really care about.
Yeah.
And I felt like the family was safe.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm going to power watch this, and then just, you know, and then, like, how about they start talking about Negan, I'm like, oh, boy.
See, I didn't know who Negan was.
Well, I knew of Negan. I didn't know exactly who Negan was. Like I said, I've skimmed the comics. I haven't kept up with. I've read the first part more. I have a knowledge of the
He
comics.
definitely lived up to the hype.
Yeah. And they kept him secret. Like, they kept the actor secret. And when I saw Jeffrey Dean Morgan step out of that camper, I was...
You didn't know it was going to be him?
No. They kept him a secret until the finale. And I was just like...
I mean, he was on TV for like 10 minutes and just like stole the show.
He was the perfect choice. Like, and like the Glenn stuff was more graphic too because he had the guts hanging on his bat.
Yeah.
Like, man. But besides that, that's all that really happened in this episode. Like, we got the build up to who was dead, and then
he broke Rick.
The only other thing that, oh man, sorry, I just watched Glenn get his head bashed in again. He broke Rick. And the only character he didn't break was Daryl. But he threw Daryl in the back of a van and took him off.
Man. Carl. You were forgetting about Carl.
That little Carl, man.
Just do it, Dad. The way he broke him. You know, Rick still did that thing. I'm gonna kill you.
Well, he had the look in his eye.
Not tomorrow. You know, he took him for that ride. He still didn't break him. He gets back and
he pulls Carl over and he draws a line on him and he's like, "Cut your son's arm off." And he was like, "If you don't cut your son's arm off, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill your son. I'm gonna kill everybody else here. Cut your kid's arm off." And like, Rick was about to do it too.
He's broke.
He was
he's done.
He was like, and he's like, "Okay, you're broke. That's the look I wanted to see. Yeah. You're broke. You're mine. Yeah. You're all mine. Go back home and tell them you're mine."
Yeah.
And dude, my biggest prediction for this season, I don't think it's gonna be Rick, but it kills him. It's gonna be Maggie.
Yeah.
Maggie.
I thought Maggie was gonna be the one. I don't know why. You know, I was like just thinking that'd be the most fucked up. You know, they're all out there for her. It would break everybody's spirit, but then he would have to kill Glenn too anyway.
Yeah, because Glenn would have definitely not sat and watched Maggie die. No. Maggie was sick enough to where she couldn't do anything.
And not just Maggie, as his baby.
Yeah. And I really think, like, Maggie is going to have the baby. And, like, Maggie is one of the very few characters out of everybody in this series. Maggie made it out of the like, when the apocalypse started, when the zombies came out, her whole family survived. Yeah. And over the past, like, 4 seasons, she came in season 2, we've seen all of her family die. We saw her dad, her sisters, her brothers.
Oh, Beth. No,
Beth.
That was another one. I was like, all for nothing.
Beth, man, I almost cried with Beth.
You almost cried?
I teared up, bro.
Yeah.
Daryl teared up. Like, Daryl loved that
Daryl
girl.
Tearing up made me tear up.
Don't
do it, Daryl. If you cry, I'm gonna cry.
The
poor guy, man, he just wants to save somebody, and he never saves anybody, man.
It's like he lost
the girl, he lost Beth, he lost Dr. Denise.
Yeah.
Anybody he gets close to other than Carol.
And Carol and him have been very weird.
It's a mother-son relationship.
It wasn't at first.
She messed with him. He was always very uncomfortable about it.
Yeah.
It's platonic.
Yeah. It didn't seem like it was going to be at first, but
no, I understand.
But
it was too weird. It would have been too weird.
You have a character who died in the comics and a character who never existed in the comics. So writing Daryl is tougher for them.
They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, he's a wild card. Like, they try to follow the comics, kind of, but do their own thing at the same time.
I feel like the comics are less without him. I can't imagine reading the comics and him not being in it.
Um,
That'd be a big gap for me.
He is very incorporated into the attitudes of the other ones. Basically, they take a little bit less because I don't think the characters can act the way they act in the comics as they do on TV. They kind of take a little bit from all those, and there's Daryl. Like, Rick is definitely much more of a badass in the comics.
Rick's just a tough motherfucker. He gets beat up all the time.
Rick has one less hand in the comics. Like, Rick's the man. Carl went through a phase where he had amnesia and Rick was having to deal with that. Like, Rick gets the girls. Like, Rick's the man in the comics, but also Glenn.
Was that even before the whole thing with him and Shane, or was this afterwards? Because he was actually a pretty nice guy before he had to kill his best friend.
In the comics, actually, he didn't kill Shane. Carl did.
Yeah.
It was you got the reverse in the comics. Like, Rick killed him, and then Carl killed Zombie Shane. In the comics, Carl killed Shane, and Rick killed Zombie Shane.
Yeah.
So you get kind of like the reverse.
Bravo though to like him, man. Like,
yeah,
Shane's awesome.
Yeah. He was a bad
Anything
man.
he does, he's awesome. The Punisher.
Yeah, I think. But that's also kind of another thing. Like Daryl, like somebody had to step up and be like the second in command. In the comics, it was kind of Glenn, and it was kind of Abraham. Abraham and Rick definitely butted heads more in the comics.
Yeah,
like
two alpha males are not going to be able to coexist in the same spot.
No, there was
some weight around.
It was very much a very big throwdown, but also we've skipped a lot of stuff. They went to Washington in the comics.
Yeah, Eugene wasn't just like.
Well, no, it's
just
still
kidding.
It was kind of still the same thing.
We don't need to
go. It skipped from they skipped the Washington part because the biggest part of the Washington thing was Dale died in Washington.
Oh yeah.
Dale died in season 2. They killed Dale really early. They also killed Andrea really early because she's still alive in the comics.
I was just very uninterested with her. Like, she made a lot of stupid choices in my book.
She was definitely...
She tried.
She was a better character in the comics. She is a better character in the comics.
Yeah.
She was a sniper. She was... she never went and got involved with the governor, though, in the comics. It was all just very kind of...
Her and Michonne have their thing?
Kind of. Her and Michonne met up. The whole her getting separated did happen. And her and Michonne, went and did their own thing. But I don't... Correct me if I'm wrong, for those of you who have read most of the comics. Like I said, I've skimmed.
Oh, I'm coming up with some kind of punishment for any time one of us slips up or does anything wrong, or he ain't 100% on his nerd shit.
I'll correct it.
We're gonna do some
videos.
We're gonna come up with something. It's gonna be a punishment. If you guys got any ideas, just let me know. I'll enforce it.
But besides that, man, that's really pretty much this episode. It hit 2 points, and it was, kill Abraham, kill Glenn, set up the rest of the season. We'll definitely get more the next episode. We've been getting previews and stuff, but the previews, they had to not give us a bunch because they couldn't let us know who was alive.
There's also something you missed out on. I feel like you missed out on this in a huge way because you never played GTA 5. He has a Trevor. Negan, the right-hand man, is fucking Trevor from GTA 5. I couldn't believe it in the episode. When they're trying to get, Maggie to Hilltop and, help her out every time they stop. It's him. He talks like him. He acts like him. He kicks people when they're down like him. Gets the last word, the last laugh. And I just wish that you could share that with me. But I know a lot of people were like, Same as me. Before Negan.
Yeah.
Before Negan stepped out the van, we had fucking Trevor.
All right, man. So I guess let's wrap it up real quick. Predictions. Where do you think it's gonna go?
I don't even fucking know, man. Like, I don't, like, you know, you want to think that Rick's just gonna, like, get the gang together and they're gonna go do something about it, but, you know, he's done seen what happens. He's done tried to step up to him. You know, Negan shut that shit down.
I think they're gonna go back to the hilltop, and when they finally introduce Ezekiel and that tiger are gonna come fuck some people up.
Yeah.
I think Ezekiel, like, if I remember correctly, that's how they beat Negan in the comics. But they'll probably go a very different route. Negan was introduced in like issue 100, and they're only a little bit past that. But man, I think I'm ready for Ezekiel and that tiger. Yeah. Have you seen the tiger? It's huge.
It looks like the Jungle Book tiger.
I'm ready,
just
dude.
Came out with
I think Ezekiel's gonna come and fuck some shit up.
He's got that very Book of Eli look going on.
Yeah, he looks like he's seen some things
and some stuff.
Some things and some stuff,
and he don't recommend either one of them.
No, he looks like he's gonna come in and fuck some people up. And
my only problem with it is like the similarity between him and Morgan.
Yeah. I think we're gonna get like a side story with Morgan and Carol and all that, man. It's gonna be like the main thing though is I think we're gonna get Ezekiel like messing some stuff up. We're gonna get Maggie. Maggie's gonna like they might like jump ahead 9 months. Maggie might pop that baby out, and then man, the only other thing that got me this episode was that the end, the Thanksgiving dinner.
The Sunday dinner,
It was like...
Because at far away, I wasn't paying attention at first. I was like, okay, everybody's there. There's Rick and Judith. I was like, that's not Rick and Judith.
That's Glenn. That's Glenn. Well, we know Maggie's going to have a boy.
Yeah, maybe, you know.
Probably. Man, it just... I was like... Glenn!
But something else we should touch on that, like, I don't know how we just realized it tonight. Fucking Maggie, Martha Wayne.
Yeah. Well, I mean, her and Jeffrey Dean Morgan played the Waynes in Batman vs Superman.
I'd been telling him that I had seen a picture of her on the internet as the female Joker.
Yeah.
You know, in
like she was in
Flashpoint style, you know.
But
and she looked amazing, and I was like, she would do a killer job. And for some reason, like, I guess I had not been so into The Walking Dead. Like, I hadn't started The Walking Dead, I guess, when I had watched Batman vs Superman. Like, I'm not gonna say that like I had a pirated copy and I saw that movie way earlier than I should have, you know. But like, I guess I just didn't realize that it was Maggie, you know.
Yeah, well, with Jeffrey Dean Morgan and that, like, I've been talking about him being the Flashpoint Batman to you forever. I never really said.
So fucking in love with him.
I've never said anything really about her being the Martha Wayne Joker. I kind of forgot it was her until I saw a meme. Like, after she killed Glenn, like, it shows Negan going up to be like, hey, what are you doing then? You wanna go have a son and get killed in the alley?
Yeah, I was offended by that shit. But her in the Joker paint, like, with her completely original, there's a lot of, like, Jared Leto style Martha Wayne, so it looks stupid, but, like, she had a completely original style that just looked amazing. Yeah. And, like, I would like to see it. I would definitely like to see him as fucking Thomas Wayne, Batman with guns, man.
There's already a million pictures. DC, make it happen. Please. Please. But, man, I guess that's gonna wrap it up, dude. We'll be back, guys, next week. This will be up, like, I'm gonna go home and edit this. Like, this episode will be up within the next 24 hours, but after that, like, Sundays, look for us on Sundays.
Yeah.
right after Walking Dead, like late Sunday, early Monday morning. It'll be out.
Alright. Well,
Alright.
I'll drink to that.
Alright, guys. We'll see you next